us at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales, a curated 5e Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the tales of the Yawning Portal campaign module by Wizards of the Coast. Previously on Tavern Tales. After a nice chat with Tekuzi's Tekotl, the party approached a door only to get hit by a tidal wave and washed back into combat with the tricky slug. Despite his pleas for clemency, the party took his life, and now, as they finish up a long rest, they begin to plan where to go
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
A slug exploded. Bits of goo, gunk and slug junk, coated Florida man, and cranberry like frosting. Penny, flying, managed to avoid the worst of it, but poor Alabama's wings were right good. Wiping his face, Tex, the one who finished off the beastie, said,
That was a lot more goo than I expected.
Huh, things you can say in game and also during sex. And now let us peek into the adventure itself as our party looks around the moat-like abode of Tekuzi's Tekotl and contemplate whether they are too depleted to continue and need to take a long rest.
I can just lay on hands myself and then take a long rest.
I was going to say, I can healing hands you.
I thought you didn't have any spells left.
I'm pretty sure that's one of my...
It's a cantrip. Are you okay?
Why not a long rest?
It's just we have to make sure you'll survive.
How many points do I need again?
20?
I have 27.
To have 24 at the end of it in order to have any hit points. So 24 to start.
I have 27, so I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to take a long rest.
I agree.
I'm hurting and...
We're all hurting.
And I use lay on hands throughout the rest if I feel little
Cool. You now engage in a long rest. So you regain all of your spell slots and all of your hit points and all of the other sundry things that you may have spent over the last lengthy bit of time. And we reset the clock. You may not have another long rest for 16 hours.
Does everything just get reset? It's been a while since we've done
If you've spent hit dice, you only regain half your level of hit dice if you've spent any. I don't think anybody has.
I'm still down a hit point automatically, right? That's still
That
thing?
is correct.
Okay.
As am I.
What was that from again, just as a reminder?
When we made the pledge to Salaha. I mean, that's what I recall, at least.
Spells come back.
I know, it's exciting.
Now I get to be all powerful again. Let's see if I should change some of these.
On my watch, I'm going to look around for treasure and stuff. Poke at the slug's corpse for stuff. Be like, what treasures did you have in your rusty innards?
The slug had, of course, the necklace.
I takes it back.
Okay. The slug cared not for material possessions, and there is nothing in the room.
Are the walls covered in lime?
And slime, yes.
Lime and slime.
They're not so limey
lime?
here, but they definitely have that coating of slime on the walls. But you're also in 2 feet deep water everywhere you are at this point.
Yeah.
Over here. So I'm assuming you went back to the alcoves, rejoined with Maryland Jane.
Yeah.
Who, let's for all intents and purposes say, is not where you left Maryland Jane. And there is no sign of Maryland Jane because Chelsea's not here. So her character is likewise not here.
How many arrows can I reclaim from this room?
You shot 6 or so, maybe 8 arrows.
Okay.
And I think half of them were ones that actually hit Tekuzi's Tekotl, which were ones you were able to recollect. You can make, are you proficient with fletching and whatnot?
I have no idea.
Okay, then you can reclaim those 4 arrows that you shot of the 8.
My kingdom for some sort of glass jar to collect god slug slime and sell it on the black market.
Well, too bad you said that already, because you could have easily just spent a white gem to pull a glass jar from the thing, but...
Meh. It's kind of gross. I just, thought about it.
So, give me some of the color. In the long rest, I've gotten a little bit of the things that you're up to, but everybody, why don't you tell me something interesting that you do and partake or undertake in during your 8-hour rest?
I feel like Florida Man does, to the squats conversation that we had before we recorded last episode, calisthenics, probably in her underwear at some point during the, you got to keep in shape.
Cool, while drying the rest of your clothes by a fire?
Yeah. So like in underwear squats and lunges and push-ups and...
Cool. And in your description of stuff, please pass the ball to another player. That's what I'm going to try to do going forward is we'll pass the ball. So you'll say something, but it'll help you engage with another player at the table. So something that you're doing is engaging another player at the table, allowing them to take the ball and run with it. Or alley-ooping Paige's laundry sort of thing.
I invite Tex to participate in the calisthenics.
So Tex is going to participate just very briefly.
Briefly.
No, you got to be in your underwear for this.
That's why it's very briefly. He does maybe like 1 or 2 lunges and 1 squat, but then he just proceeds to upkeep, kind of clean himself off, clean up, figure out what had just happened after we were so graciously betrayed by the slug who I gave that necklace to in good faith. And he just kind of...
You notice I'm wearing it.
And that's also very confusing. Tex kind of looks over at Florida Man and notices the necklace, and he just kind of... just goes back to relaxing, kind of peeks over at Penny to see what Penny's doing.
Penny is hanging out with Cranberry because Penny loves horses, and unicorns are pretty close. Stroking her mane, just kind of like chilling out, having a relaxing Cranberry time, getting to know. Hopefully, we'll have a new friend. So she's kind of talking to Cranberry, kind of softly and sweetly, like kind of like all of her dreams and aspirations. And like Tex she kind of calls Tex over, right? Because we both like horses, and just like talking about like how many hands tall it is and like how great of a creature it looks. And then I call over Alabama, see if he wants to talk about ponies.
And when Penny comes over to Alabama, I think immediately she could probably see the frustration in his face because he is currently trying to clean his wings. The problem is the wings only stay out for approximately a minute, so he keeps trying to clean them. He gets into a rhythm of cleaning them, and then they disappear, and then he gets pissed off, and then he has to get them out again and starts cleaning them and gets into it, and they disappear. Pretty much takes him the whole time to clean all of this goo out of every crevice of his wings.
I like how they disappear, but they keep the goo.
Yeah. Where does that goo go?
Goo gone.
It goes in the reservoir tip.
Penny's going to offer to help you with your wings.
I will gladly accept it.
Can I help you with that?
You know what? I think I'd really appreciate that at this point because this is a bit irritating.
Yeah, us wing people got to stick together. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Penny stays silent the rest of the time because that was an awkward exchange. And they both felt it.
Cranberry looks over at Tex, wickers gently, and says, "Does that fucker think I can't speak?"
I'm not too sure, but it would appear as that they do not know.
Care how many hands I am tall? I'm tall enough.
Cranberry language.
Fuck you. She gives you the horn.
It's like the universal unicorn symbol of being the bird.
How does a unicorn give the horn?
Oh, you'll find out. You keep treating me like that.
Penny doesn't hear any of this. She's too busy cleaning goo out of wings. Or she does hear, but she doesn't want to deal with it because just too much awkwardness. She can't deal with it.
Very fair. Well, that felt like a good long rest. You've camped out by the statue. Can I just get perception checks from everybody?
Woohoo, I perceive things.
I maybe also perceive things.
How did we do, Tex?
7.
And
14.
21.
22. I win.
no, nothing. All right. You've camped out by the statue. Don't really notice anything awry. For the last 8 hours, Maryland Jane does not appear. You're feeling maybe a bit of worry about that, but maybe Maryland left a note saying, won't be able to make it to this one. I'll catch up to the adventuring party when I'm back. Which is weird because you were all trapped. But nonetheless, and there is really nowhere else to go. So you head back into the moat-like area, and how do you cross the moat without getting soaked? How often are you able to pop your wings? Whenever you want, or?
No, I can only cast it once, so I'm not going to waste that. But I could cast Water Walk.
There you go. That would save everybody getting soaked.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Soaking. Saved.
Because it lasts how long again?
A while. Let me find it.
An hour or something like
Yeah,
that.
I
and
figured it's a good amount of time.
1 hour.
And it's not concentration. You may have a blue gem for spending a spell slot just for personal comfort.
Yay.
As
job.
none of you swim across the moat.
Comfort.
Although not like anybody even said anything in player character. Maybe I should have just made you all swim.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm going to make us walk on water like the good old Lord.
Which lord is that?
Kine Jaja.
I didn't know he walked on water. I'm Southern again. I'm sorry.
It's really offending to me that you try to copy my accent. I was born with it. Can't really help it.
I'm sorry. I don't mean anything by it. I just picked them up. It's from being around so many different cultures.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Also, aren't you trained in religion?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
There's no lords I know of that walk on water.
All lords can walk on water, little lady.
There's a great story about Kine Jaja who walked across the ocean to do something. What was it?
To get to the other side.
Well, that's the joke that everybody knows today. Yeah, that's the great joke. Why did Kine Jaja cross the ocean? To get to the other side. But there was a truth to behind that joke. What is the...
He went to the other side to make breakfast for his disciples.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where, because he is the god of the rising sun, right? And therefore he brought the breakfast because he came from the east.
Yeah. In the house of the rising sun, they now call it, is that place.
Right.
They built a house there.
It's made of pancakes.
It's called Daddy's.
It's House of the Rising Sun pancakes.
It's and they have it all over now, so it's an international house of pancakes.
International House of Rising Sun pancakes.
I couldn't get it out.
You did. That was very good.
The water that came gushing out of that other room is but the merest trickle at this point running down the steps as you step up the steps and head down the corridor that washed you down so many hours ago. The doors are open upon a room. This room is tomb-like and does have a sepulcher in it, but there is also right across from the room, from these doors that you're looking through, right across from you is a flight of steps up to another door, and you can see a trickle of water coming down under that door. It's only coming down part of that door. You can see the crack all the way across, and the water is just trickling down a small section of that door, which is also closed. That's what you can see. The room is 20 feet by 20 feet, and there is a tomb-like sepulcher in the middle of it, and that's it. The room is very wet and humid because not so long ago it was completely full of water, the entire cube of it.
I would like to ask what a sepulcher or something is.
It's like a tomb, a mausoleum. It's like a stone edifice that would hold a corpse or something.
With a vampire inside?
We should put some magic spells over it just in case.
That's why I looked at you.
Oh, let's open it.
Let's knock and see if anyone's inside first. That's only polite. Shouldn't just open the door.
I'll knock.
You knock. There's no response.
I'm going to open it.
It does not seem to be like there's an opening to it. It's a sepulcher, so it's literally like sealed up and closed off. It's not really like Yeah, it wouldn't be like bones laid out. It'd be like the remains would have been interred permanently within, sort of thing. I assume that you're all inspecting the location and whatnot. Okay, so you can make out some markings and whatnot, and because you're trained in religion and because you're connected so much to this Olman religion, you can read this. This is the tomb of Urakan, and Urakan is the god of the flood.
Of course he
Good
is.
thing we can walk on water.
We got the flood part. We saw that. Has Cranberry been able to follow us, or did I have to dismiss Cranberry back to the wherever Cranberry came from?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you have gone down or done has been something that Cranberry couldn't follow along with.
Okay.
Cranberry also has water walk.
Okay.
Everything that affects you also affects Cranberry.
I'm going to braid Cranberry's hair when I'm bored.
Cranberry flips you off.
Yeah, but I just don't want his, her, they, theirs. I don't know. Their hair to like get all matted with all the potential slime and lye and stuff. It's precautionary.
Cranberry tells you that they are a celestial being, and therefore that shit don't stay.
I don't do it. I do it anyways.
God damn it!
Just think of you like bitch slapping Cranberry to braid her hair. Stop it. Let me braid your hair.
Cranberry's like, I will break you! Smash a bottle of cold water over your head, make you think that you're bleeding, but you're really not. That's how you break a human. Don't look at me like that.
Just as long as you don't do the water trick, we're fine. You don't know what I'm talking about. Good. You're just a unicorn. You don't know the evil that lies in the heart of a sorority in Florida.
Sorority in Florida?
Yeah.
So Florida's also a place?
Theoretically, I imagine.
It's the land you dreamed up. Florida land.
Go Jaguars. I mean, everybody wishes they had a place that was named after them, don't they?
And ones that had real jaguars.
Okay.
That'd be so cool.
So yeah, you can see the stream of water trickling in from under the door at the top of the stairs.
What do you guys think's going to happen if I open that door?
It's gonna flood us. Ugh. Won't it?
But
If we by chance push or pull on the door very gently, does that increase the water flow from underneath the door or no?
What do you mean?
So if we like push on it, does water start moving out faster? So we have to indicate when the door opens that more water will rush over us?
Is that what you're trying to do?
Sure.
Oh no.
only one way to find out.
No. I jump onto a wall and I hang tight.
You're right on the sepulcher itself. The tomb itself, you're hanging on to the top of it.
I will not go anywhere. I use it as my surfboard.
As Tex pushes on the door gently, and it opens to the lightest of touch.
Oh.
Swings open into darkness.
Oh.
The water does not change at all. As I said before, the water's trickling only in a small rivulet in one part of the door. You can easily see under the cracks of the rest of the door. So no worries there.
Can I stick my continual flame into the darkness to see what is in there?
No.
Oh. I'm going to anyways.
Okay. So why don't you just say that?
Because I'm just so Canadian. I have to ask permission.
Canadian, yeah.
I'm going to take my continual flame and stick it in the darkness and have a look-see.
Cool. Yes. So the passageway that you're looking out from that door stops at a stone wall 10 feet in front of you. And when you look to the right, it continues to another stone wall 10 feet in front of you. So a little cubby. And then when you look to the left, where the water is trickling down from, that extends on into darkness. But the corridor that you're coming out into appears to be 10 foot wide and ends 10 feet to your right. Everyone who is looking at the continual flame torches, make a perception check.
Someone doesn't have one.
Yeah, Maryland Jane.
Okay.
How did we do Alabama?
16.
How did we do Pennsylvania?
Not so good, 11.
Not as bad. How did we do Florida man?
I'm braiding hair.
Well, you're done at this point.
Oh, okay.
So you should roll.
I'm still braiding hair.
What'd you get?
Nah.
Yeah, not one, but a 3.
Oh, excellent. So how are you and Tex complete fuck-ups? Because how'd you do, Tex?
6.
Because you also rolled a...
Natural 1.
That's no good, guys.
So what the two of you doing?
Ooh.
by the door. Like, Tex is the one who opened the door even.
So when Tex pushed the door open, he just kept following the door. So he's just staring at the door while it's against the wall.
Yeah, I love that.
For some reason.
I like that. Good color.
It's adorable.
No, because that's kind of what you would do, right? Like he's opening the door and he just opens it the full extent of it. Here, you may have a blue gem.
I make a comment about how much I could probably get for Cranberry's horn on the black market, and then get
Cranberry
a good
goes away.
Yeah.
Cranberry dismisses their self.
And with that,
I mean, just something Florida man would totally say. So
Poor
I'm
Cranberry.
like, where did Cranberry go? Did you guys see where Cranberry went?
Excellent.
Tex or I would be way better owners of Cranberry than you.
Alabama, you spot something. Looks to be door-like in the wall across from where you're standing.
I would like to go investigate the door-like thing in the wall
Sure. How will you do that investigation?
carefully.
Sure.
Is there that green stuff on it? The acidy stuff?
Yeah, not on the inside edges of this door, but on the outside around the wall of it, yes.
Can I
That's how you
try
noticed it.
pressing on the area that doesn't have any acidy stuff?
Sure, yeah. Make an investigation check. Is anybody assisting you in that?
I'd like to help.
Cool. Since you're getting assistance, you may roll with advantage.
Good job. Or good luck. I'm not very helpful.
Apparently not while you're talking the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm helping. I'm helping.
13.
That is enough. You manage to trigger the secret door and it slides, rolls across and into the wall itself, opening up a passage that is dry and the air is stale.
Guys, I think I did something. There's now a hole in this here wall where there was not before.
The floor itself is cold and slightly damp, and there is a very low ceiling. It is only 5 feet high, making this a very cramped, dark place. And the passage extends well off into the distance.
But the whole way it's 5 feet?
Whole way it's 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide.
Do all of us have to crawl?
Florida man, how tall is Florida man? 5 foot something, maybe? We're all going to have to duck at least.
Yeah, I
If
think
you go this way, yes.
Yeah.
There is also the way to the left, which is not a secret passageway. That way to the left, you can hear the water pooling ahead and then dripping and running towards
Yeah, I'll
you.
have to duck a bit. Not a
But not
ton.
as much as, like, I'm
Yeah.
8 feet. There's...
Yeah, of your own decision. You're 8 feet tall. You're
This
going
is
to
like,
be crawling.
when have you seen a small pterodactyl?
When have you seen a pterodactyl person?
Yeah. Good question.
Don't judge me in my life choices.
Land Before Time.
Oh, yeah, he is small, but he's little. He grows up to be bigger. He must. I never watched, like, the 13th one, so I don't know what happens.
Petrie can fly?
I think when a secret passage presents itself, you take the secret.
Unless it's like the hatch to like the maintenance room and the choppy location where they chop up all the garbage. I don't know.
Are you saying it might be some sort of garbage compactor?
Are you saying all of this while you're crawling down the passageway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
And?
Yes.
So what are you doing?
Penny can't fit.
Why can't you crawl?
Can I?
We're
Everybody
all
else
crawling.
is crawling.
Okay. I just assumed I'm like, she
Yeah.
doesn't like it, but she'll do it. She just hopes there's no snakes down
You
there.
get about 10 feet in, and water begins beating on the ceiling of this place. But it's just like a bead of water. It's not dripping onto the damp floor. If it does, it drips very, very infrequently.
I'm surprised there's not more mold. It's probably what all the lime is there for.
While the air is very stale and whatnot in this area, which is probably what caused that. So there's no airflow. As there's no airflow. So
Yep.
10 feet in, 20 feet in, 30 feet in, 40 feet in,
Oh, this just keeps going, doesn't
50
it?
feet in.
My knees are getting sore.
I'm sure you felt that before.
What are you insinuating?
Gardening.
60 feet in, it turns suddenly to the right, but continues on in the same manner. It is just a hard 90-degree turn to the right.
Going on a bear hunt.
Yep. 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet, it stops at a blank wall where you all probably pile into each other. as one of you stops abruptly. I mean, you all have your continual flames, so you see where the end is coming from, and it's fine. And there is a door here as well, easily seen with the pull tab to roll it across.
Can
Who's in
we
front?
listen first? Can we try
Sure.
to hear what's going on the other side?
You hear the sounds of a fire.
Can we knock on the door?
You knock upon the door.
Knocking's
There's no
always nice.
response.
Oh.
I'm going to do it.
Do it. Do it. We're all saying it in the chamber.
Which is funny because you're like not in front, so you're having to reach
Who's
around.
in front?
I think Flo went
Me?
first,
I think
wasn't
Flo
it?
went
Yeah, I'm
first.
totally going to open this. I wouldn't even knock.
You open the door and you see the remains of a dying campfire in front of you.
I was like, the remains of a dying giraffe? What? My brain just
Yeah, apparently.
help make connections well for me.
Really
Okay.
in the
Any-
flow mindset right
Anything
now.
else?
There is a toppled statue near the fire.
Okay.
Have we been here before?
As you come out, you find it is in fact the dregs of your own fire, and you come out into a secret entrance directly behind where the statue once stood that none of
sweet.
you were able to determine or see before.
This looks familiar.
Can we get out of this tunnel, please? I'm all cramped.
You can also have a blue gem. This looks familiar.
So this is like the back way. Apparently we could have skipped a lot of stuff before. Oops.
Can you guys just please get out of the tunnel? I need out. I need out. I need out. I need out.
I'm pretty sure we're already out of the
Did
tunnel.
we get out?
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Well, I'm stuck. I need help.
the easier
Tex
easier
never said he got
entrance.
out, so yeah, it makes perfect sense. He was third.
Yeah, I'm like out trying to remember if we've been there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess we could have gone in the back way.
Well, we're 35 minutes in, and you're exactly where you were when you began today. So while I feel that's great, by the way, Florida man, an hour has passed and you lose 3 hit points,
Oh, sons of bitches.
which is the only reason that this is happening right now, is because this adventure has these sorts of cutbacks and whatnot that when you engage or take them and they suffer detrimental, they're supposed to be like 3 hit points to everybody. So there we go.
So this is like a maze.
1 hour down.
And we're not doing good.
It wasn't really a maze. You return, passing the statue of Huracan, which you hugged Alabama so tightly before, out of fear when Tex opened the door.
Yes.
And there you are. To the east, which is left for you, is that trickle of water running down the middle of the floor, and it seems to have a pool about 30 feet, 40 feet away from you. You begin marching order proceeding forward. The 4 of you, you can see that the water is trickling rather regularly from the roof and on the other side of that, and then it runs downwards because there's a slight downward slope to this passageway you're walking along. And that when you cross underneath or around that dripping water, kind of running rivulet of water, like a tap that's been left on just a little bit and it gives that stream, that trickle of water, that's what's happening. And now picture that other room was full to the brim, the Huracan one, that caused a flood of water from that door. So you can see now this trickle is where it came from. And if you think about it, how long that trickle would have had to have been going for in order to fill that room. That's how long it's been since anybody opened those doors.
Well, I don't think Arizona's been through here.
Doesn't seem like it. We should probably go back.
So on the other side of that, though, you see a pair of doors and they are slightly ajar and you can see a light glowing within.
Ooh,
Someone's
shiny.
We should definitely knock this time.
No.
Whoa.
Oh, rude. Okay.
Look, Cranberry like screwed off and I'm a little emotionally wrecked right now. Could you...
We're all a little upset that Cranberry left.
Weren't you about to cut Cranberry's horn off and sell it on the black market?
No.
What's that? Where's
It's
that
a
coming from?
princess!
It's Frozen too. It's actually the voice inside of ourselves.
Is that spoilers? I will hurt you.
You
No,
hear
it's-
faintly a
it's not.
voice
Okay, good.
singing in Olmon.
It's so beautiful.
Says, I must go to fetch the water.
Oh, that's what we're singing?
Penny instinctively walks towards or tries to head towards where she hears the sound.
Sure, there's that pair of double doors ahead. They are slightly open and you can hear a light within.
That's where I'm
You
going.
can hear a light within? Come on, Kyle. They are slightly open and you can see a light shines from within.
You can see the sound and hear the light.
Penny's going over there because that's super interesting.
Okay.
It's just making me think of Tangled.
I'm going to follow Penny.
Or I'm going to knock on the door because I'm not a barbarian.
There is a cry out, and a splash.
A mermaid!
And the light goes out.
It's a good thing I have continual flame.
Mermaid.
Or a siren.
Ooh,
Yeah.
siren,
Ooh,
yeah.
a siren.
Which were really just walruses.
Since you can look in, you can
Yeah.
see that the room is lit by a soft light that reveals a section of rocky beach. Beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water, filling half the room and framed by a crystal cavern. Green fronds can be seen in the pool. Light seems to flow from everywhere, the pool and the walls glistening like soft moonlight. On the far side of the pool is a set of doors, carved with a symbol of the sun.
Well, you guys walked in.
No.
No, I've just
Penny
peered
just
in.
knocked.
I just knocked politely. So open the door a little bit more. Go, excuse me. Hello? Excuse me.
There is no sound.
Person who was just singing? I think we should make a band. I'm also a musician. I pull out my lyre and strum the fanciest chord I know. And I do it again. And I go, ha 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 ha. I say all this in Ulman, I should state.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now Penny is very discouraged because it's not answering back.
Dax walks by Penny through the other door.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, you open up the other door.
Yeah.
Slides open on silent hinges.
Can I see anything in the room other than
You see everything I just described to you?
not the thing that this voice could have been coming from by chance?
No.
No. Yep. I'm going to walk towards the pool.
All right, cool. Yeah, sure. It's only about 12 feet away from you. The pool itself stretches out, and across the pool, you can see the double doors with the sun emblazoned upon them. And to the right, you can see where a flow of water flows from this room, from this pool, down a corridor towards a door. So to your right, a corridor that ends in a door that you can barely make out, just seems to be like a wooden door. And in front of you, double doors with the sun on them.
I'm going to splash some of the water. I'm just going to kind of paw at the water like a cat.
Weird. What are you up to, Alabama?
I'd like to go check out the door with the sun. I know Alabama's severed ties with Kinajaja, but he's still drawn to the light, and he still feels a connection to the sun, though it's very faint and very deep down.
Cool.
But so he'll go check out those doors.
Gonna walk across the water to get to those doors?
Yes, like God.
Like Kinajaja himself?
Yes.
When he went to make breakfast.
It's cool because you're literally walking to the east because the sun of those doors is in the east.
That's cool.
Florida Man, what are you up to?
So, like, we're in the room where we heard the voice.
Yes, you've entered the room.
Florida Man's going to look for the voice.
Florida Man does not see the voice.
I mean, you must be shy.
Cool. Alabama begins the wait. Water walk isn't available anymore.
What?
It had been an hour
'cause it's far
since
away.
you cast it,
Oh.
and you went through that corridor.
Yeah, because it took us.
Florida Man took damage.
You gone down.
You start to step towards the water, thinking, "Oh, I'm fine, right?" And
Yes.
your foot plunges right in.
Yes.
And it's just a couple of inches into the boot, but you're like, "Whoa!"
Yes.
Cranberry's like,
Yeah.
"That's my line."
Cranberry's gone.
No, I'm here.
Where did you go?
Yeah.
You know, I was just referring to how valuable your horn was. I
Oh
wasn't
my
gonna
God, we're back
sell
on
it.
that.
I wasn't going to sell it. I just, like, you went away. And now I'm, like, worried I insulted you when really I was just trying to say, like, you are a valuable thing / person / unicorn. I don't know. How do you prefer to be called? I haven't figured that out yet. I didn't want to, like, look at your genitalia and, like, assume what your gender is. So,
Yeah, you don't look a gift unicorn in the junk.
yeah, I didn't want to do that. See?
Good.
So, cool.
Okay,
So what do you do like when you're hanging out in the celestial realm?
not this.
You can go back.
Cool. Poof.
This unicorn's going to be a pain in my butt.
So I'll say,
Go the fuck away.
That's how you dismiss Cranberry every time. Go the fuck away.
fuck, still here.
Just her head pops in the air.
Just ahead. Not to horn in on your conversation, but I'm here.
How deep is the body of water in the room?
You can't tell. Light is glowing too brightly off the water, which glows.
That's when I just stepped in, right?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
that's all the water in the room, yeah.
Yeah.
All the water in the room seems to be flowing down the walls in front of you. There's 5 walls in front of you sort of thing, and one of those walls themselves are the double doors, and then they come off at a 22.5 degree angle, and then they come off at another 22.5 degree angle, or whatever, 45 degree angles to make this nice picture. And the water is flowing down the walls on your left-hand side to create this pool in front of you. Ferns and growing things, rich, loamy smells. It's really nice. You're literally on a sandy beach.
Penny would like to do a religion check.
Absolutely.
As we found a bunch of gods around here, so she suspects that whatever this being is, it might be a god. 17.
So yeah, this room seems to be directly related to the Kinachaja joke from earlier, because the double doors are the sun in the east. The water goes right up to those double doors and stretches out across the beach. That's the religion you're getting out of that.
Okay, so everything's related to Kinachaja in this room.
In this room,
like.
it seems to be, or at least connected to the sun god. There are 3 sun gods, so it could be that it could be another of the sun gods. Kinachaja is just a story about bringing breakfast to the House of the Rising Sun
And then
internationally.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated Dungeons & Dragons 5e game set in the Tales of the Yawning Portal adventure module by Wizards of the Coast. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com, or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.